Welcome to the Gadget Clash Digital Caliper Roundup. This video is going to be a full unboxing and review of both the Carrera Precision and the Capri Platinum stainless steel digital calipers. I'm reviewing them both together because they are both pretty much the exact same digital caliper in every way except for the label is different and the case is different. So we'll do them both at the same time. They both obviously came out of the same factory. So looking at the Carrera, these sell for a little over $25 on Amazon. Pretty basic box. Case is leather-esque texture. And the Capri here. The Capri is comes in a shrink-wrapped package or a cellophane package, whereas the Carrera was just taped. And this comes in a Mitutoyo style digital caliper case. Open up the box. Both come with an instructional manual. The Capri has a color instruction manual. And the Carrera has a black and white laser printed instruction manual. Both come with 2 batteries. I had to replace my battery in my Capri right when I got it. On these metal body style digital calipers, once that display starts getting dim, your battery is going dead and you need to go ahead and replace it. Good battery is key to maintaining a good zero and getting a good measurement. So once your display starts going dim, kind of like that, it needs a new battery. So I've had that second battery in this digital caliper for a couple weeks now, and it's already looking dim. Same thing with the Carrera, although the battery it came with has been lasting, so I have not had to put the replacement battery into the Carrera yet. Looking at the calipers themselves, they do have a metal housing, and the battery compartment is held on with a screw. That's kind of a good thing. It keeps the battery compartment from breaking off, but like you see on the other i-gaging products, there's really no need to have a screwed on battery compartment. And there are reports of people accidentally stripping out either the screw head or the screw threads. So you need to make sure you're using the screw right there in the middle. And some people say that the supplied screwdriver does not work that well. I actually didn't even use the supplied screwdriver. I went straight to my go-to screwdriver out of my toolbox. The metal body does give it a slight heaviness. It kind of messes with the balance a little bit. If you're used to using a Mitutoyo or a plastic body digital caliper, you're going to find it a lot heavier. Because it's a cast metal case, that extra weight really adds to the balance of the digital caliper. It does make it heavy on that end. It isn't quite as smooth as a Mitutoyo or an i-gaging product, but it's somewhat smooth. Doesn't feel like there's sand in there or anything. In terms of accuracy and precision, I was getting an average variance of almost 1.5 thousandths on both the Carrera and the Capri. The Capri scored slightly better in terms of accuracy, and between the Carrera, the Capri, and the Nyko, the Capri had better accuracy overall, but it has zeroing issues. It doesn't always like to go back to zero. Sometimes it'll fluctuate no matter how many times you zero it, no matter how well you clean the faces. It's got issues, and that's basically a poor design quality. The Carrera does not have that issue, but you can read reports online and you see almost any brand, you can end up with a caliper with a 0 issue. So if you end up with a caliper that's having 0 issues and you've watched my video on properly cleaning the faces and properly using your digital caliper, go ahead and send it back. You want to make sure you get a good digital caliper. I would recommend buying an i-gaging or a Mitutoyo right off the bat, but if you do have one of these and you got stuck with it, you don't want to have a digital caliper that does not zero out. 0 is paramount with a digital caliper. If you don't have an accurate 0, you don't have an accurate measurement. Now, the next biggest flaw on the Carrera and the Capri, just like the Nikko, there is a small gap in between the internal measuring faces there. And between the three, I was getting a variance between 1 to 3 thousandths. Check out the video on showing that up to the light, showing a visual representation of light shining through it and a feeler gauge in there. Pretty big design flaw, if you ask me. For that reason alone, and the fact that there's such a wide variance and slop in between the ruling body and the measuring body on the Carrera and the Capri, I would not recommend either one. That being said, to each his own. It's a decent looking caliper. The lines aren't nearly as smooth and well engineered as they are on an i-gaging product or a Mitutoyo. The edges are sharp, whereas on the i-gaging and the Mitutoyo, they've knocked those edges off. You can tell they didn't put as much finishing work into the Carrera or the Capri. See all these machine marks? You don't get any of that on the Mitutoyo, the i-gaging products. See how the little thing kind of bevels down a little bit there? That's nice quality right there. This one has sharp edges as well. It just feels cheap. And with the problem with the internal measuring faces and the problem with the tolerance and slop in it, I wouldn't recommend these to an engineer in a competitive company that I disliked. I don't wish those kind of measurements upon anyone. If you do woodworking, I mean, it might be okay, but why go with something that's going to be subpar quality when you can get an i-gaging Easy Cal for $5 more? That is a much better build quality, much better accuracy and design overall. That's it for this video. Make sure you watch all the other videos in the roundup and the first video showing all of them compared together.